So you ever hear that saying that says, I got offended or I took offense? Why? Why would you take it? You know, I had a situation to where I had asked someone to be on my YouTube channel for an interview. They had an amazing story. And if you have an amazing story, you want to be on the channel to get an interview, just reach out to me. You can leave a comment. But anyway, so what happened was, I asked this guy, I said, look, would you like to come on my YouTube channel and give your testimony about Jesus? Because he had an incredible testimony. And he said yes. He said, yeah, let's do it. I have the text message where he said, yes, let's do it. And so I'm like, great, okay, great. What time? You know, whatever. And then he wrote me back. The same person wrote me back. And he said, oh, you know what? I don't feel where the Lord is leading me to do it. Or he said no. And what he said was, he said, I don't feel that the Lord is leading me to do it on your channel now, but maybe later. We can do it later. So I took offense. And what happened was, I said, you know what? I was going to write him back. And I said, you know, maybe my channel's not big enough for you. You know, I didn't, but I wanted to. And I was just like very dismissive of people. You know how you can be dismissive of people when you don't get your way? I have a tendency to do that. Even my wife, sometimes I'll dismiss her if I don't get my way. I'm used to getting my way. Anyway, that's something that God's working with me. Anyway, so what happened was, I got offended, and I said, okay, cool. I wrote him back. I said, I respect your decision. Boom, we're done. So I didn't talk to him, but the heart wasn't right. Heart wasn't right, and I said, you know what? I had gotten offended, and I just said, you know, that's that. You know, I got offended with that person. So what happened after that? I kept asking. I always ask people if they have an amazing story, I'll reach out, and I see them on YouTube, I'll reach out to them, because I believe if you have not because you ask not. And I like interviewing people with an amazing stories, amazing testimonies about Jesus. So if I see somebody, I'll ask them. And so I asked this other guy, who's a former satanic high wizard, which is the highest ranking rank in wizard in the satanic church. And he did that from 1986 to 1999. And he did a lot of things. And he's got an amazing testimony. Zachary King. You can look him up on YouTube. Zachary King. You know, just spell it just like how it sounds. And this guy he's done over 187 abortions. You know, he's got
progress 71%.
He's got an amazing story. And you know, that's the thing. It's like God has brought me some amazing people, incredible people in my life. Even more so, he has even a better story than the guy I wanted to interview. And that's the thing is, if God says no, he's not saying no because he wants to deny you. He's saying yes to something that's going to be even better than what you think. It says in the Bible, it says, he, as high as the heavens are above the earth, so great is his love towards those, so great is his thoughts towards those who love him. You know, and his ways are not our ways. They're better. They are better. His ways are better than our ways. So I want to tell you that God hasn't abandoned you. He hasn't forsaken you. He's just waiting on you to be obedient and completely submitted to him. And that's the key. When you're fully submitted to Christ, he'll use you for greater and mightier things. And that's the hard part. Just believing and trusting God when you don't know what the outcome is. If you knew what the outcome was, or you knew what the outcome of your obedience was, it wouldn't require faith, would it? It requires nothing. So I wanted to share that with you, that God sees your sacrifice. He sees your suffering, and he's not forgetting. And he's not saying no to you. He's saying yes to something greater for you. God bless you. Thanks for watching.